Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today's video is going to be hopefully not too much of a long one, but I want to talk about Larias Raiders Guide for Midnight. Off the bat, Larias is an awesome person that hangs out in my Discord and stuff. They make this guide, I believe, every patch, I think, give or take. But they've had it for a few weeks now, give or take. But yesterday, Blizzard made a handful of changes to the Crest gearing and upgrade system, which this guy goes incredibly in-depth on. You might have seen it floating around a bit over the last couple days, give or take, on Twitter and things. And with those changes, the guide's been updated. So I want to talk about the guide today in general. It's a good way to review, like, sort of what is happening the first few days of Midnight, what to do, what not to do, all that, and just sort of go from there. If you guys want a link to it, once again, it'll be down below in the description. You can read it over yourself. I'd highly encourage you to bookmark this. They have some resources up here as well, they mentioned, to other awesome links and guides and things as well. Reload, Nery, post-nerf clarity, change log, so on and so forth. And I want to highlight the Crest changes today and talk a bit about what it says to do the first few weeks of the actual patch releasing, or I guess expansion releasing. I'll have a video coming out likely Thursday night, or probably Friday morning, I don't know, after early access, whenever I hit max level and things, on what to do like day one, with some other awesome resources in it as well. I believe tomorrow is scheduled for the leveling guide to come out as well, which was supposed to come out before this video, but I swapped them, or after this video, whatever. But TLDR, there's a lot of really good info in this guide. I'd encourage you to look at if you haven't. For those that don't know, I'll link the Wildheart article down below as well. Blizzard has changed the Crest system a lot over the past 48 hours or so. So upgrades, they changed the system in Midnight initially to basically every track of gear. You can see, I'll spoil a bit here as well going down, has a 6-level upgrade path. The champion, I think champion was 8 before, previously veteran might have been as well. They're all 6 now. So adventurer 1 to 6, veteran 1 to 6, champion 1 to 6, hero myth 1 to 6, so on and so forth. Up until I think the 20th roughly when this happened, upgrades were basically 10 crests to go from 1 of 6 to 2 of 6, and then 20 from 2 to 3, 30 from 3 to 4, 40 from 4 to 5, and 50 from 5 to 6. Not total, but it was like 10 from 1 to 6, 20 to 2 from 2 to 3. So basically it'd be like 10, 30, 60, 100, and then 150 crests. So you're looking at a whopping 150 crests to go from rank 1 to rank 6 on any piece of gear, right? Which led to a lot of interesting things happening. A lot of people are going to be holding crests and upgrades till week 3. End of week 3 is re-clear, and I would assume when I read this a few weeks ago, Blizzard didn't really want that to be the case. And thankfully, they came in and changed a lot of this. So briefly updating this here, mentioning the Feb 13th update and 20th changes here as well. The bigger changes that are happening, for those that don't know, briefly in Midnight, crests are now track specific, which is great. Hero track items require only hero crest. On top of that, they've changed crest for simpletons like me with an IQ of a carrot. There's no longer like the gleaming dawn crest and the sun rising in the east crest and the heroes crested. It's myth crest, hero crest, veteran crest. I know which one corresponds to each track now. If it's a hero crest, it says hero crest or hero item, whatever it is. Myth is myth. It's great. There's no weird names anymore. I swear, I couldn't tell you if ruined is hero or myth or champion track still in War Within right now. Thankfully, for simpletons like me, that's fixed. Valor stones are gone. People are getting sort of angry about upgrades costing gold. It's so cheap. It's like, I think, 300 gold to take an item from 1 out of 6 to 6 out of 6. Don't worry about it. Trust me, if you don't understand it, trust me, Valor Stones being gone is good. The gold trade-off is more than fine. Yeah, mentioning here, champion track items reduced to rank 6. Items at 6 out of 6 champion are equivalent to 2 out of 6 hero. I believe this is like the same thing corresponding for most tracks, like 2 out of 6 is equal to the max 6 out of 6 in previous track. Upgrade costs have changed to 20 crest per upgrade, all the way from 1 out of 6 to 6 out of 6. So instead of this being 150 crest from 1 out of 6 to max 6 out of 6, it's now 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So you're saving 50 crest taking the item from 1 all the way to 6. The crest cap is raised from 90 to 100 per week, obviously until they remove it, probably in boost whenever that happens. This gives you 5 upgrades per week instead of the previous upgrade of 6, which is very true. Which is nice because 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So there you go. Crafting, they did change crafting crest as well. So now they cost 80 crest. The same amount it takes to create a item of 5 out of 6. Nothing has changed really. So there you go. Overall, this change is really good. So you can see down here in the actual gearing chart as well. Most items that are like 6 out of 6, like for example, veteran 6 out of 6 corresponds to champion 2, champion 6 out of 6 corresponds to hero 2, hero 6 corresponds to myth 2, so on and so forth. So like there's some bleed over there, but the cool thing is that these adventure upgrades or these veteran upgrades, the 5 and 6 ones, they don't cost like basically hero 5 and 6 don't cost myth crest anymore. They just cost hero crest. Everybody knows, like when you got to that point early in a patch where you had all of your hero tier or hero pieces, like a trinket you might have really wanted at 4 out of 6, you know that that's like your best item by its hero track. And you have to spend myth crest to upgrade it to 5 out of 6 and 6 out of 6. And that felt pretty bad because myth crest are like, well, I'm saving those mythic items, right? Not anymore. You just spend hero crest. Don't worry about the carryover, weird having to spend myth crest. It's hero for hero. And there's a bit of overlap here as well into myth, like we said. So that works good. Amounts across the board, all 20, 20, 20, 20. Perfect. So basically, what does all this mean? Now, I also want to drive home again that this could indeed change. I know we're halfway into the video here, but this could change still if Blizzard comes in and changes eye levels or crafting cost or whatever at this point. But as I'm filming this video on February 21st at 6:30 p.m., what does this really mean? So weapons in the raid and vault are competitive again. Crafting is once again only good for the first 2 items if you're a raider. Now, this does depend a bit, obviously, right? Crafting, meaning like using mythic crest or whatever. Basically, crafting costs 80 crest. But at the same time, like if you're acquiring like mythic gear or a higher level gear at a slower rate, basically you want to have your first 2 crafts done for embellishments, obviously, right? Because they're not incredibly powerful, but they are still a thing in Midnight. So crafting your first 2 items at myth level, there's even a possibility you do like myth and 1 hero item, because there has been that quest. Here we go with the quest and crest thing. The quest to kill the end boss and get a heroic crafting crest in the past few tiers. So that might be a thing, but regardless, getting your 2 embellished items is important. And besides that, it looks to be likely more beneficial to just upgrade items at myth or higher if you have the option of doing so. At the same time, you only hold crest for 1 week, using them before stepping into mythic. Your eye level per week is much higher. It'd be about 2.5 eye levels higher than what you would have been under the old system, because it's once again 100 crest to max things out versus 150, which is phenomenal. You'll be able to convert hero crest to myth crest. There's some interesting shenanigans. I don't know what this even means. Maybe we'll find it in a guide somewhere. You'll finish with heroic crest much earlier than you would have previously, because once again, hero gear is costing 100 crest to go from 1 of 6 to 6 out of 6 versus 150 from before. So very cool. How to properly upgrade my gear. Spending heroic crest after you're done with re-clear on week 2. Week 2 meaning like of the actual season starting, not like, you know, before the raid opens. Week 2 of the season. So basically week 2 of the season is going to have Mythic, Void Spire, and the first raid, Dream Rift, I believe, open, right? Week 3 is when Quel'Thanos opens. So basically week 2 is the first week of having 2 or 3 raids open on myth. After you clear heroic, then it looks to be likely fine to spend heroic crest after you clear out week 2 of heroic before going into mythic. Obviously this varies for everyone. If your team or anybody like just needs more gear to kill a boss, then obviously send crest early if you need to, right? It varies based on your own scenario. When upgrading mythic pieces, if it's 1 out of 6 mythic item, you have the ability to convert hero crest into mythic crest, right? For example, if you get a 1 of 6 mythic helm from your vault, you can upgrade your hero track item in that slot to 5 of 6. Which is the same, once again, as Mythic level 1 out of 6 for free. At this point, you can upgrade the 5 out of 6 Heroic Helm to 6 out of 6, which does some weird, this is the shenanigans we're talking about here, and allows you to like sort of say, hey, my Myth Helm that I would have spent 15 crest on, or 20, I'm sorry, Myth Crest taking from 1 of 6 to 2 of 6, is now just free, because I already have a Hero Helm at 6 out of 6, which is the same as Myth 2 out of 6. So there's some interesting like conversions you can do there, but very interesting how to min-max that. It's likely going to be done a lot for a decent eye level increase, with like those chase hero items like trinkets, maybe tier pieces and all that. Very cool to see. Yeah, good to see there. So eye level chart here, if you want. Honestly, this Crest system, in the way you can sort of like cheese, but likely intended cheese with like, you know, 2 out of 6 hero, or sorry, 6 hero to like 2 out of 6 myth is really cool. I like this a lot. It gives some leeway with like flexibility of your hero crest. Maybe you want to spend this on like upgrading a good trinket from 3 to 4. Or maybe like you have a helm, once again, at 5 of 6, but you want to go 6 of 6 and then start upgrading a myth helm, right? You could also use that too. So very cool. Good to see there. And yeah, hopefully it stays that way, honestly. It's pretty sick. So now when it comes to early access and things, this will vary a good bit. We're not totally sure how everything's going to go. Typically, early access is not like a beneficial thing in a way of like, oh, you're going to be able to farm extra, you know, crest or anything. That never really happens. Typically, most of the systems are closed up to where you don't really get any benefit, barring like making gold. If you pick rocks or weeds up and you're running around, right? Last time there was the bi-weekly delve rotating quest, which gave you a key for a bountiful delve or whatever it is that you got. One extra key from early access. No idea what's going to happen this time. Don't know. But for the most part, if you're playing it, have fun. Usually no real benefits. But I'll make a video day one on things that are happening, right? So brief outline here. Level characters, if you want. There you go. No big deal. Big thing here, though. Dark Moon Fair opens on Sunday for 10% more experience. Or rep. Sorry. I shouldn't be experience, but fine. Other way there. This is important for a handful of things. Complete weekly quest events if available. So there's a guide here on Icy Veins and Nery is written for renowns for different factions and things. Now there's 4 different, I guess, factions, renowns, whatever you call them here. Silver Moon, Amani, Harati, and Singularity, right? Now, if you go into the actual like breakdown here of rewards, not in here, but you'll notice down below in the actual like renown rewards, rank 7, 8, or 9, right around there. Might be in here. Let me see. I know it was over here at Silvermere at least. Right here. Yeah. Has champion gear at Renown 9. You may obtain an eye level 246 champion helm from this guy. Cloth, leather, mail, and plate. It requires completion of a quest. It requires participating in the Saula whatever's Suri event. I'll never be able to pronounce this. And empowering an Eversong Woods runestone. So you're able to pull champion 1 out of 6 gear from Renown 9 at a handful of these factions. I'm not sure if it's the same with the Amani tribe. It might be possibly. Yep, 246 right there. Yep, you have necklaces with Amani. The Harati tribe has, I think, 1 out of 6. It looks like belts. Yeah, a belt and Singularity. I might have missed it. Yep, they have trinkets, which is quite interesting. So you can get a handful of champion level items from these renowns. Now you have 2 weeks to hit renown 7 or 8 or 9. Probably not that bad, but if you're looking to min-max rep, waiting for Dark Moon Fair looks to be very, very important and impactful, right? Prey is in the system. I have no idea what it does, honestly, but if you want to do it, there you go. Want to min-max your renown gains to gain champion items early on. Minimize the amount of side quests you'll do until Sunday. Yep, for Dark Moon Fair buff. And there you go, Mr. Zeru. Nice little shout out there. Okay, so this is a big one too. Why? And this has been a very... I'm not going to click this link here because I don't want to get copyright struck or yelled at. I don't think Blizzard did it to me. But regardless, so this interview says specifically, Ian says it, I think it's Gamescom, that M0s will be available starting March 3rd we're assuming at a reduced eye level, I believe, but it will be the 8 M0s from midnight. So the 4 dungeons that are in the M Plus Season 1 and the other 4 that are not. You're not going to have Pit of Sauron, Algathars, and things in this mix. It should be all 8 M0s. This is from like 6-7 months ago. It might not be the case anymore. We don't know. There's been no clarification on it, but it looks to be that M0s will likely be there. The full 8 minute dungeons right there. Yep. Which tracks with the reduced heroic eye levels for same dungeons. They actually have reduced eye levels from normal heroic dungeons you can queue into early on as well. So it's likely that we're probably going to have 8 M0s the week of March 3rd, which is like week 2 of release, essentially, before the raids open up and everything else. There's something to do that week, which is sort of cool, honestly, because, yeah. So we'll see. Not really sure where it's going to go, but we'll figure it out. Basically, this is week 2 of... like preseason or whatever, 1 and 2 here, right? I I think this is week. Actually, I lied. This should be week 1 of release. Basically, release week, whatever. Whenever, you know, the actual official release drops. That's on me. Okay, so preseason week 1, M0 is available at reduced eye level, we believe. No crest spending. Yep, so raise the Renowns 7, 8 to 9 for free champ pieces. Dark Moon Fair buff, make it easier. World events, not really sure where that's going to go, but we'll figure it out. Unlock Delves to tier 8. If 11 is available for like the higher rewards, you want to unlock that, obviously. If it's not, then you'll wait, right? Not sure where that's going to be. And farm for eye level gear and crest, sure. We're not sure about Prey. If it's worthwhile, I'll make a video on it. We'll do it. There's that. World Quest obviously give gear upgrades, but they also give rep. So once again, if you're able to wait on a World Quest to do until Dark Moon Fair, might as well. Complete a world tour of M0 dungeons. 3 out of 6 veteran gear. Do not upgrade these. There you go. Week 2, same thing. No real crest being spent. Delve, same thing. Prey, same thing. Quest, world events, world tour M0s. So not a crazy amount to do in a sense, but yeah, there's some things here. If you raid Tuesday the 17th, you can craft 2, 4, 6 pieces. Sort of depends what you're doing, but there's that. We saw this last time in War Within. Once like you finished your cycle of dungeons that week and you were basically maxed out, you saw people crafting like higher veteran crests and stuff in their gear because those don't require sparks. It was like yeah, bracers, belt, boot type areas with embellishments. You can get a little bit of embellishments on your gear. Is it a big deal? No. You're gonna walk into the raid and get like champion gear and hero gear likely pretty easily, but if you want a bit of a boost going into the raid using some of this stuff here, like with veteran crests and stuff, it's probably fine, you know, but yeah. So it sort of depends. We're not sure about Prey, obviously. If Prey does give champion pieces, it'll change it up a bit too. We're not sure, but that'll be a day 1 figure it out thing. Season 1, week 1. So this is going to be heroic week when you have heroic Dream Rift and Void Spire open. No mythic anything. And no Quell of the Nos anything either, right? We're not spending hero or myth crest this week. You might be able to acquire myth crest from a handful of various activities. Don't really know. Probably killing the last boss or 2 gives some. Don't spend them, obviously. Do LFR for tier pieces, which is actually pretty important to look at, which is down here. I think it jumped a little weird. So tier tokens are now sort of our armor type. Tier tokens in the Dream Rift have the prefix on. There you go, sure. Once you acquire your 4-set bonus for the first time, all content can drop catalyst charges, which is quite interesting. This makes queuing LFR for tier pieces very, very important, whether it's an LFR piece or a myth piece, which you can't get week 1, just saying. Having the 4-piece gives a lot of extra power, getting random catalyst charges, which is pretty crazy. You can catalyze the higher level pieces for upgrades from M+, whatever. Going from there, and it elaborates, I think, right more here in the blue post as well. I'm not reading through this, but sure, there you go. It's a novel. I don't read books in the first place. But there you go. So there's basically that. And then, yeah, so do not do PvP quests, which obviously I hate doing, but, you know, a hero track Neko ring, which, yeah, guess it was removed from last beta. We'll see if it's there. A lot of this is like, hey, see what happens when the patch is live. Before raid, you can craft certain pieces. Total heroic crest, or total crest spent so far, 0 heroic, 0 mythic. And this is when mythic opens up, talking about what you can do. This is like full, everything's available, go, whatever. But it's not recommended to spend any hero crest or myth crest in general right now, or any heroic crests until you clear the raid out. Second time on heroic, depending where your guild raid's at. Obviously, if you're not clearing the raid on heroic, you need to upgrade pieces with hero crest or whatever to kill bosses. Go for it, right? But before entering mythic, upgrade 11 of your 3 out of 6 pieces to 4 out of 6 269 for 220 hero crest. Do not pick slots you like to craft it or replace quickly. Like good trinkets, rings, tier pieces, exactly. Those are likely your higher pieces to upgrade. Obviously, things like chests and helms give more main stat than like boots and rings, all that. But, you know, keep that in mind. And mythic pieces here as well. You can upgrade it all the way. If you get 1 out of 6 mythic track item, upgrade its heroic counterpart first. We talked about already. Double dipping in hero crest to myth to save myth crest. Those indeed are the most important. And you have here week 3, March 31st, final raid opens. This is when Quell of the Nos opens up. This is going to be Quell of the Nos, heroic and mythic all at the same time. Open your vault, see what you get there, which can greatly skew things a crazy amount. If at least for casters, looks like, unless you open a two-handed mythic weapon from the vault, probably craft a two-handed mythic weapon, because it costs 80 mythic crest, at like all the way to 285. It'll depend a bit on embellishments, what you open from your vault and things too. Everyone's spot will vary. I'd like to make a video on this at some point as well to clarify more. LFR for tier pieces, farm 10s. This is everything's going full on blast, same as last week for Mythic being open for the first 2 raids. And that's more or less the gist of it. I mean, once things change, or if things change, there'll be more updates made to this guide, I'm sure. Once again, shout out to Larias for making this guide. They make it, I think, every patch so far, last few, give or take. Phenomenal guide. There's a lot of technical things you can do in here. They rewrote the guide a few days ago. Wow. But the change log is here. It's been active for a couple months now. They literally rewrote the guide because all the Crest changes coming in. So super cool. Awesome guide. Shout out to them. Shout out to Nery for writing awesome articles on Renown as well. These are very, very impactful, these champion pieces here too. They were around, I think, in Warcraft, but like Renown 20 or something. Now they're like Renown 8 and 9. And it does give a bit more of like a shorter string on that carrot on a string, or distance, whatever. You can chase the champion pieces without like having to sit here and no life it for 2 weeks straight. Renown 7, 8, 9 probably isn't too hard to get to, but regardless, it feels like I'm grinding towards an early reward in the first 2 weeks of early access and release. So that's that. That's the video. I hope it wasn't too long, but once again, shout out to Larias. Links down below. Shout out to Nery for writing articles here on Icy Vein. Super sick. A lot of awesome information here. Everybody that helped contribute to this, shout out to them as well. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I have tomorrow on this channel here, there should be a video coming out on leveling for like tips and gearing and tricks and speed and stuff. The build I'm going to play, a couple other things along the way. I think I shout out this guide as well as the Renown guide. And also a cool new website. It's pretty sick as far as tracking events and things in WoW, which if you haven't looked at it, you definitely should in tomorrow's video. It's pretty sick. Check out, or get a look out for that. And spec guide start, I think, on Monday, something like that. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday's the plan. And Thursday will be release. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and sub. Love you. See you later. Bye.